Hello, Assalamu alaikum. I think we are now live. Welcome back to the season 2 of Enchanté Luminaries. I hope you guys have been well. Belated Eid Mubarak and a very happy Mother's Day to all the amazing women out there. I am so very excited to kick off this season with a very special guest here. She is so insanely talented that I'm in awe of her work. She is a digital artist, an illustrator, and the founder for Quirky Kahaniyan. Yes, you have guessed right. I am very happy to welcome Umme Aimen Kazmi here as my first guest for season 2 to celebrate Women's Day together. I see a lot of people have started joining in. Hello Zara. Hello Anam. I'm waiting for Aimen to send me a request so that we can add her to this stream. I hope all of you have been well and that you guys have had an amazing Eid. So before further ado, I'd like you all to welcome my really fantastic guest here today, the one and only Aimen Kazmi from Quirky Kahaniyan. Hi. Hello Mansoora. Hi Aisha. And we have Aimen here with us. Hello Aimen. Thank you so very much.
Hi,
I am
thank
so
you for
excited.
having me.
No, I am so
Likewise.
excited. I really had to wait till 3 to start this because excitement ke mare I would have started off earlier. I really want to thank
नहीं,
you for celebrating Women's Day with me here today. It's an honor and privilege to have you here on our Shanta Luminaries.
I'm so honored to be part of this talk and looking forward to hearing so much from you as well and inshallah, seeing you in person instead of just doing this live session.
I look forward to it too. Acha ji, first of all, this was very last minute and we had been planning to do this for some time, but I think this was the right time to do it. So, Aimen, you have this amazing range of customized designs that you do, especially family portraits, They are so unique and yet so real. I was wondering, do you need to have the kind of personal connection or bonding while doing this work? Because it seems when you do them that you know all these people so well and वो बहुत personalized होता है तुम्हारा काम. So how important is it for an artist to have that connection? um, you know, while making.
Um, I, I think one can make art with connection or without connection, लेकिन उसका असर फर्क हो जाता है, right? For me, I started the family portraits when I left my work and I was just at home and I was away from my own family. I was like living in a nuclear setup in Lahore and I was missing everyone. And so that became a way for me to, get to know people and, kind of help them connect to their loved ones. And it gave me that thing, एक solace होता था, अच्छा मैं किसी की birthday की बना रही हूँ and they're sending it to their sister and kind of, मुझे भी वो उन celebrations I used to be a part of it. So many clients on the way over the years have been like, अच्छा पहले बच्चे की, birth announcement and then their first birthday and then their second birthday and so on.
You
So
become
there has, yeah, I would, just pick and choose very small because बच्चों के साथ इस तरह में होता था. I wouldn't be able to take on, a regular work at certain points in my life. So anytime that I would be able to sort of take them, it would be something that either, they had, previously made stuff I had made for them or, it's just their story really touched me. So
really
really did have a connection.
it stands out. I mean, for me, very special story that I like to share for this is that one of my closest friends got married, and after she got married, another friend, Shamim, got her this gift, and she's like, I got this portrait done, and it's so understand. She was so full of praises, and when she showed it to me, I was like, oh, this is Aimen's work, and that's such a moment of pride for me because it's truly very authentic and very different. अच्छा ये बताएं कि मदर्स डे है एंड ये सवाल ना हो ऐसा हो नहीं सकता. So how do you balance work life का ये जो balance है with the kids, young kids especially? I see that you actively involve them, mashallah, say, lemonade stands and jam stalls, and even when you go live, I see bits, and they're all very happily involved with you. It must not be easy. So how do you do that?
I don't know how it looks, on the front, but behind the scenes, it's all chaos. And there's no such thing as balance. It's like, it goes through periods. Like, periods hote hain where I'm like so heavily immersed in my work that the kids are just like, surviving on chicken nuggets and like TV for days. And then there's like, okay, now work needs to end. And like, okay, where are your books, exams, let's, play sequence together, or, so it's, I think जो work life balance एक साथ मेरा नहीं चल रहा था, but it's in pockets of time. And I feel like working from home and freelancing has allowed me to, create that, or, you know, pause things when I feel like there's, things going on in my personal life. Like right now, I've just moved to Islamabad. It's a big move. So work is going to obviously take a little, backseat while I settle in.
I think that's
So
the
वो flexibility nature of work से I think बहुत आ गई है.
Absolutely. I think, and that's the beauty of entrepreneurship, right? You can always take a breather when you want to. I think in my case as well, the last year and a half, I've not been very focused on my work, obviously because of my personal life and the disruptions in it. But that's okay, because you have those bouts of creative periods where you're really focused, and you could achieve a lot. That आपके goals meet हो रहे होते हैं, आपका creativity flow ho rahi hoti, and then there are times when it's not so, and I guess that's also okay, because that's part of the journey, right?
That's life. Like, it's never going to be like this always. You're going to have, ebbs and flows in everything, in your energy, in, your the opportunities that come your way, the time that you have to invest in them. Un sab mein you have to, kind of go with the flow and see what works at what point.
Absolutely. I think it's very important for the women listening to us right now. Okay, this is the reality of it all, because often चीजें बहुत glamorized हो जाती हैं. Not that I think hard work always pays off. For those who don't know, Aimen was also, her work was also part of the Expo 2020 stall at Dubai, and her beautiful cards and artworks about Lahore fort were there, and they did really, really well there. So that was such a moment of pride for all of us. I mean, your work speaks for itself. अच्छा,
I
एक
think
चीज.
I'd like to add a little bit to that about that work-life balance. Mein na, speaking as a mother particularly, I remember when my kids were much younger, I used to like be like in this thing, like मेरे ज़हन में बहुत सारे ideas, so many to-do lists. Like I wanted things I wanted to do for my work,
Yeah,
but didn't have the time to, and it was very frustrating at that period, to
yeah,
not be able to execute all those ideas and, make those products. But I've now come to that realization where time aata hai when you do get a breather. My kids are much older now. So,
exactly.
I told there's an artist friend I met on Instagram, and she's like, her kids are a few years younger than mine. So I reached out to her when I saw her going through that stage. I said, I can feel what you're going through, where you're like, करना सब कुछ है लेकिन बच्चों को भी देखना है. So there
Absolutely.
comes a time where everything just falls into place, and you have to see
I
what works at that point for your mental health, for your physical health, for the kids' well-being, you know.
Absolutely, I totally agree with that, because in the end, there's no hard and fast rule, and then of course there's no. It's not a race after all. It's your progress, and how you take it along. It's really, really important that you do it at your own pace. Speaking of your work, you have tackled some really pertinent topics that were not so easy through your art and through your products. The ones that are often brushed aside or under the carpet, and जिनका सिर्फ एक glamorous side present की जाती है. I'm talking about products like your pregnancy venture series, or the wellness theme products that you did, right? That was such a fresh side of things. It was such a new perspective, because your Mother's Day की जब हम बात करें, it's always about uh, you glorify things about a mother, but the products that you brought out, it actually highlighted the reality of the journey as well. You know, like going through pregnancy is not easy for moms, and the journals that you made, and you know, all these even the wellness products that you did. So designing them as an artist, did you think that, you know, commercially nahi bikenge, or will they sell or will they not sell? Was that ever at the back of your mind?
Um, what happens actually when I started Quirky Kahaniyan, I was literally, it was almost like a blog of what was going on in my life in terms of illustration, and then I just made the products of, just say I made the illustration about the bizarre Ma, where I'm like, that was
Yeah,
literally me and, you know, a few of my cousins in my mind when I made that कि एक बच्चा जो चप्पल खा रहा है, एक बच्चा सर के बाल ब्रश कर रहा है, अब suicidal हुए हुए हैं, and there's like, you know, बहुत कुछ things
absolutely.
happening, right? Like chaos. So I made that as an illustration, not really thinking that it's going to be a product, right?
Right.
But as time went by, you know, when I felt the need to, like, you know, I would see another mom going through that, and I'm like, I want to give it to her. So what's the best way to give, like, it's a postcard? The diaries, the wellness series also came about the same way, that I felt the need to write and make sense of, you know, my things, going through a lot of anxiety. I needed to list down pregnancy ke through. I was going to move cities and lots of things happening. So, you know, it just made sense that I had to have a checklist for everything, for doctor's appointments, for work to do, for kids' food. So, products on the go, as I felt things that I needed in my life, or things that I saw that other women, or, you know, my sisters and cousins needed, वो as in go banti rahi. So it was never a thought of whether it would be commercially viable or not. I saw that I had a need for it. You know, people around me, kahin na kahin, I mean, and those things mostly are in some ways niche products. Like, if they're not for everybody, not everybody would want a mom tattoo, but there are some people who do, you know. So,
But they're very, very
but
unique.
man, I felt like they had to come out somehow. You know, whether they're commercially viable or not, वो देखा जाएगा.
But I think
और
they
वो
did
हो जाता है, you know.
out. I mean, I've seen a lot of products in the market, and they do stand out. And speaking about products and standing out, I think I've seen a lot of your products being falconized as well. So I'm not say that, but you know, you're the first one to do those Rishtadar maps, because you made one for the kids in the family. And then after some time, I started seeing, you know, different kind of maps popping up, and you know, I guess that's kind of it's flattering as a brand if you're growing and then people are taking inspiration from you. But does that ever get frustrating?
It used to get to me, but then I realized, like, it's taking up too much headspace. So, you know, I only like focus, like, try to, you know, bring the focus to what I want to do, what is in my control, what I need to make. And, you know, since I know that it's coming from my own heart, from a very authentic place, a need, I don't think I don't try and compare it to my products to somebody else's work, because I feel like, you know, whatever they're coming with will come up with their flavor, their own unique style, and, you know, there'll be different things, like a billion people, a billion ideas, a billion ways of doing the same thing, I guess, you know. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So what's next for Quirky Kahaniyan? Where do you see the brand in the next few years? Have you chalked it out, or are you going to go, you know, as you go along? Are you going to plan the journey that way?
The idea was to, like, now finally I had come to this place where I'm, you know, starting to make sense of things and make a profit, and, you know, things are going well, smoothly. And then अल्लाह मियां ने कहा, अच्छा चलो जरा थोड़ा सा excitement डालते, तो मैं लाहौर से निकाल के इस्लामाबाद डाल देते. So now I'm like rethinking everything and, you know, remaking plans and kind of getting back into adjustment mode. But so far, the idea is for Quirky Kahaniyan to, like, I've just, in the past week or two, I've been like trying to think, because I've just made a move, and I will probably have to, you know, take up a few other job opportunities. So maybe this will now continue as a lifestyle, like, you know, my own blog, illustration wise. And my things with the products will go the way that, you know, Polly and Tali pe jis tarah se ja rahe hain.
Honestly talking
But
that.
on my own, I'm going to perhaps I'll see how things are. Like abhi bahut zyada nature inspired. I'm at a farmhouse
Yeah,
with extended family, with lots of stories around me. तो
yeah,
पहला आइडिया आया कि हम जैम बनाएंगे दोबारा से because there's
yeah.
lots of teachers around me and I couldn't resist. So just going with the flow. But
That,
inshallah, bigger, better things. Yeah.
that's amazing because often we don't realize the beauty of the journey is as we go along it. For those of us who are live with us right now, I don't know. Quirky Kahaniyan is available in Karachi at Tali and Polly and the Other Stories, and at Lahore in Polly and the Other Stories as well, right? And of course, you can always shop from her online, and she's also available at the Polly website. I hope I'm not missing out anything here. And I'm sure she'll start talking in Islamabad soon as well. अच्छा जी,
Inshallah, inshallah.
खाने की बात हो और भाई के प्रोडक्ट्स की बात ना हो, द भाई सीरीज ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता. That was so brilliantly executed. I mean, that was really out of the box. Especially if you are a Karachiite and you receive bhai ki picture with a puppy on Valentine's. I think your day is made, right? So,
Yeah.
journey laga, how did that come about, and what was the whole creative process behind that?
It was really funny because, again, Altaf Hussain played such a big role in traumatizing all of us 90s Karachi ke bache that somehow har ek ke dimag mein bahut tha. So I would just really just doodle him, uh, and I was like somehow obsessed with him, not in a like fan way, but I was just like, he is
More of
there
the
back of my mind.
and the chuttiyan school ki unplanned because strike because
Yeah.
then chutti, and then we're coming back from school because bhaiya
So
said.
much uncertainty that guy like वो godfather की तरह से उसने हम सबकी जिंदगी में बड़ा एक असर था. So I would just like randomly doodle him, embroider him, draw him, paint him, not really thinking about why I was doing it. And this one time, again, I break from work, so I had these metal plates, and I was like, okay, paint karna hai kuch, and I started painting them, not really thinking कि क्या होगा, but they again opportunities aati hain. They Polly had just started their store in Karachi, in Lahore, and they were like, "So you have any products?" I was like, I was just drying those plates. I was like, "Okay, minute blow dry se or blow dry ki," and I was like, brought them there, and just a second, mother too. And so it kind of just blew up from there. Like I didn't think that they would sell really, or especially in Lahore, Karachi, I'd still get the reference, but people in Lahore, but they did well and so well that people would ask me. Still, I get messages every week. Are you painting them again? And I realized I painted him to get over my fear and to get over that thing, and Altaf Hussain had this control over our lives, and I painted him in a funny, colorful manner, and that dar is gone now. He's there. He's just giving puppies and
Yes,
uh, spreading smiles now instead of boria.
because I've seen at events, one of the events that my first in Islamabad, and we both had stalls next to each other. Hi, I guess that's little Hadi or Manzoor back there. Or, and I saw that even then when people see that card for the first time or the poster for the first time, everybody's face just lights up, and that humor gets to gets to them. So I think that was a very out of the box idea, and not many would have dared to go with it as a product and do that. मुझे ये बताइए कि I promised 15 minutes, but we've already crossed that time because I guess we were so engaged in conversation. I was hoping if people had any questions from you, they could, ask in the meantime that we, last few minutes that we wrap up. What message would you like to give to all the mothers out there today for Mother's Day and entrepreneurs who are starting, जो बहुत सारी जगह stuck हो जाते हैं, जो गिव अप करने का सोच रहे होते हैं या जो कुछ बहुत अचीव भी कर चुके हैं. I think there's always something that we share तो लोगों को it helps them and brightens their day. Would you like to share a message?
wise words तो कोई भी नहीं है, but मैं ये कह सकती हूँ that I think we're all in this life for a reason and for a purpose, and some of us are lucky to find that through our work, some of us are lucky to find that through other means, but whatever we're doing, whether you're raising children, whether you're, making food or doing a job, or, just try to do it as well as you can you know, in without letting बहुत सारे pressures on you. अच्छे तरीके से करें, कम करें, खुशी से करें, किसी का दिल दुखा के ना करें, and then, everything just works out, whether it's work, whether it's relationships, whether it's, balancing things, whether it's you're stuck as, an entrepreneur. If you feel like, you've got the right thing going on, then don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to take risks, to try new things, to go back to the drawing board and start again. Because this is life. आपके ऊपर नीचे होंगे, plans will break. So that's it. Just go on.
Message, because as couldn't agree more. Get stuck. We think that's the end, and we sometimes are afraid to start from scratch again. I guess that's a very wise words that you shared, because it's always a continuous process. Learning never ends. Whether you are working, whether you're creating, whether you are doing anything in life. Learning to एक बहुत ही ongoing process है, and with each step, with each success, with each failure, you keep learning. So
I think maybe failure बहुत ज़रूरी है to not take failure as like with shame or with like a feeling of being down. It's that it's there to teach you something, and just go with it, take it in your stride.
Absolutely. I really want to thank you for taking out the time on a Sunday. I know how busy you are, and it's such an immense pleasure having you here today. For all those people who joined us live for this, I saw a lot of names. I saw Hina, and I saw Natasha, and all these folks. The Kuteja is there, and all these loved ones who are here to support us. Thank you so much. Mona was there. Aimen, there's a question for you. When are you starting your vlog? People need to see more of you. You inspire so many lives.
Vlog, पता नहीं मुझे तो अभी I think as we go हो सकता है हो जाए farmhouse में मैं लेके I'll give you guys a tour of trees and insects and birds and chickens. Yeah, you'll see a lot of chickens in the next vlogs.
Kumar is joining. We were just winding up, with our first episode of season 2 with the really super cool and super awesome Quirky Kahaniyan's founder, Umme Aimen Kazmi. For those who don't know, she's also my first cousin, so I have a very special spot for her. Her work is super cool and super awesome. If you're in Karachi, drop by at Tali and at the Poly stores to check out her work, pick up her products, or check out online. We have with her social media links on our Instagram and Facebook as well. Thank you so much, Emu. And until next time, folks, take care. We will be back again with another episode really soon. Belated Eid Mubarak and a happy Mother's Day once again. Thank you.
Thank you, Sukenapa, for having me. Like, I feel like आपने मुझे इतनी तारीफें की है कि मैं एक साल तक ना like ये पूरी validation और like उसके पढ़ती रहूँगी. But I want to take my time to thank you, because you are the one who really inspired me to like take this seriously and say like, okay, this is not just a hobby or a side thing, and business, put in the numbers, take it forward. And I've seen you do it, how you do it with your kids and managing everything. So you've been such an inspiration.
That's because you're so insanely talented. I think the world deserves to see more of your work, and I wish you all the success, and I know you're going to go places. Thank you so much. Take care, folks. Until next time. Bye.